I fly high, I'm blazing. I'm blazing, just like I'm blazing.
Hey guys, it's Queen Thang. Hope your weekends are going well. So I'm playing Black Ops right now. I've been really rusty, so I've just been trying to like get back in the mojo. I played Medal of Honor and picked it up like that, you know, but I can't seem to do that with Black Ops, so I've been playing Free For All, and I did really good on this one, playing on playing on the Villa. Sorry I'm out of breath. My little brother came up and bothered me and I had to teach him a lesson. So yeah, and he's like a wrestler and football player and he thinks he's all that. But you know, I got the guns, you know, gun show, free tickets. But yeah, so I'm playing with the MPL, and that's my favorite submachine gun, easy. I can't play with any other one. Like maybe I don't know, I can't play with the popular ones like the MP5K and the AK-74U. It's like hard to play with those. I've never been good at them. It's annoying how people are good with them. I'm like, it's not fair. So today I wanted to talk about how I got a new phone, and I got a BlackBerry Torch with you know, all the fixins. It's pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. And so I went to Best Buy, walked in, saw two guys there, and one of them was sitting down, the other one was standing up. And the guy sitting down was very talkative. He was telling the customer anything and everything about the plan and the phone and the perks and the negatives, you know, everything. And he was giving too much information at times, and at other times, you know, just enough. But either way, the woman had an earful. And then the guy standing up wasn't saying much of anything. So now it's my turn to get served, and I'm sitting there, and I have this guy more concerned with my business. I don't know, maybe he's just being nice, whatever. But so I get there with the guy who's standing up, and he's like not really paying attention to me much. Like he's asking me questions, like just enough to get enough information so he could, I guess, not have to speak to me much. I don't know. So he asked me for my like what I want. I know my phone already. He's like, okay, what color, you know, this, that, and the other. I know what I want. And then he asked me for my license and my social security number, and I give him that. And then after that, I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes. Like, he's not saying a thing, that guy. And I'm like, like chilling, you know, looking at everything. I'm like, what's going on? Meanwhile, the guy next to him, his coworker, is blabbing away, telling this woman, you know, if you sell your phone by this time, if there's an iPhone 5 that comes out, and they're blabbing, talking to her kid. And I'm like, he's giving her all types of information and you know, letting her know all these things, and my, you know, help is just standing there in his own world. And so then finally I was like, are we gonna talk about a phone plan? Are we gonna talk about anything? Like, are you gonna say something? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then he opens his eyes pretty big and is like, yeah. He shakes his head, yes. Walks away, brings me a pamphlet, and then starts talking to me. And so I'm like, what were you, I don't know, like in retrospect, what in the world were you doing for that whole amount of time? Like, you were just clickety-clacking buttons and everything. Like, what were you doing? I think that was God right there, because I imagine, honestly, the way he was speaking to me afterward, because he was showing me the plans, and he's like, so of course, right, he names the most expensive stuff first. He's like, there's a $70-something data plan with this, that, and the other. You get that, and that. And then there's the $29.99, you know, data plan where you get this, that, and the other. And then there's the $15 data plan, which, you know, only has this. But, you know, the $70-something one and the $29.99 one, And I'm like, I already know what I want. And so then after, he's like, so do you do unlimited text messages? Do you want this? Do you want that? I'm like, yeah. So finally, after all the blabbing, he's like, what do you want? I go, I want the $39.99 phone thing. I want the $20 limited text messaging and the night stuff. And I want the $15 data plan. He goes, okay. And he's like surprised by every answer I give him, I guess. I don't know what's up. And then so after that, he stops talking to me again for another 10 minutes. So I'm like, what is this guy doing? The entire time he's just like, I don't know. To me, seeing the juxtaposition of the guy, his co-worker next to him, who's completely, you know, focused on his customer, versus the guy who's with me, who's in his own world. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know, like, it's honestly, it's money involved. That was my whole thing. This is money involved. You know, it's my first cell phone plan, solo cell phone plan. If I have a phone, you know, this is, you have my information, you have my driver's license information, you have my social security number, you got my phone numbers, you have my history, like, you know, all this stuff. We need to be talking. Like, this is serious stuff. Like, this is all my business. You're just keeping to yourself right now. I don't know what you're doing with it. Could you speak to me, please? Like, you know. And so, like, I have like a minute left, so I'm gonna try and speed this up. So the whole other time after he you know, wasn't speaking to me on and off, he started trying to charge me for different things and not telling me the full information. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, honesty is important. You can't, how do you base your job off of trying to just make a sale? It's like, first off, he was being really, really prideful because he didn't want to speak, so much so that he thought he was better than that. Like, he was like, I know what I'm doing, and customers, I don't need to tell them what I'm doing because I'm awesome. You know, like, dude, it's important. There's money involved in this, and there's personal information involved in this. You need to at least talk to your customer. You really do need to talk to your customer. This is serious stuff, like, for real. And also, when money's involved, you know, he charged me $29.99 to set my email up. $30 to put my email password in it and email address. And guess what? When I got home, it didn't work. So I got charged $29.99 for something that didn't work. I have the mind to go back there and be like, what the heck? You know, for real, give me my $30 back. But yeah, all in all, I got the product I wanted. I got the phone I wanted. I got the plan I wanted. Like, everything went well for me. So I'm happy about all that. But this is just the worker that was, you know, helping me. He was very prideful and very selfish. You know, I don't care how good you think you are. When you're in customer service, you need to humble out and think of others before yourself. Honestly, this is money and personal information, you know, you're dealing with here. Hello. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope your weekends go well. Bye.